Hey guys, so this is going to be my attempt at Vlogmas day 1, and it's actually going to be Albert's 4-week update. I say attempt because I've been trying to do it for the last 2 years and things in my life are just too chaotic. But what I'm going to do for Vlogmas is literally, it might even be like snippet videos that are like 1 minute long, or like just little snippets of Sebastian or whatever, just something for you to watch. At least then that kind of gets me into the idea of Vlogmas, and then maybe next year I might do a proper Vlogmas. But you know, life is really chaotic at the moment, and I'll go into detail as to why it is in a minute. I'm going to have to do, I've just got Albert to sleep, and to do that is really difficult. Again, I'll go into that in a minute. There's so much to do. I need to get the Christmas decorations down. I need to tidy up downstairs. I just feel like everything's kind of falling apart around my head. And I need to do my makeup, and we need to go to the midwife at 3 o'clock as well. So, yeah, I will be doing my eyeliner and my mascara at the same time as talking about Albert's. Okay, so I couldn't be doing with doing this mascara face. Completely forgot that you make those faces when you do mascara, so I just went ahead and did it. So I can talk to you now a bit about Albert. We have had a really difficult time, as you guys know. Albert has been diagnosed with silent reflux. We think he has silent, I'm sure he has silent reflux. He's been prescribed ranitidine. We've been seeing the cranial osteopathist, and that has really helped. The only thing is that we find that after the first session, he kind of gets really horrible and then improves. So just as he was improving last week, he had like 2 days where he was really good. It got difficult again because he had another session. Basically, he just cries. He cries and cries and cries, and the only time he doesn't cry is if he's sleeping, which is actually isn't a lot at the moment. And so the only time he doesn't cry is when he's sleeping and when he's being fed. He feeds constantly. That's all he does to relieve the crying, is to be fed. So people keep saying to me, oh, my daughter's going like every 2 hours, or oh, they're feeding every hour. And to me, I'll be like, I wish I was feeding every hour, because at the moment I'm feeding every 5 minutes, except for when he's sleeping. And that is quite typical of refluxy babies, because there's a natural anti-acid in breast milk, and it kind of relieves the pain of the reflux. He has been prescribed ranitidine, and that has sort of helped quite a bit. It is quite weight dependent, so you do have to increase the dose when they gain weight. I'm not sure how much he weighs right now. I will find out today at the midwife. He's going for his final vitamin K drops. And I expect he probably weighs about 8.5 pounds. So we will find out. If you're on my Instagram, follow me on there, and I'll put a picture and tell you how much he weighs there. But I expect he's probably weighing around that. I can't remember how much Sebastian weighs. I definitely do think that Albert is a lot bigger than Sebastian. I don't know if he's kind of bigger in... I don't know. It's really difficult to tell. There we go. Sorry, he's like mega swinging, and I'm not prepared to stop the swing to show you a proper video of him. He is quite a bit bigger, but some of the clothes that Sebastian wore still fit him. So, yeah, he seems like he might actually be a bit skinnier, perhaps, or longer, maybe, rather than bigger and chunkier. But he has in the last couple of days filled out, so that's yeah, definitely noticed the last few days he's had a growth spurt. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe he's just had a growth spurt. I guess in my head I'm always thinking about the 6-week growth spurt, and obviously we're not quite there yet, but I mean, some of the stuff, I've put him in an outfit this morning and yesterday that Sebastian was in when he was like nearly 3 months old. And that kind of freaked me out a bit, because I didn't realise how tiny Sebastian was. He is definitely a little bit bigger. So, but I don't know, we'll see as time goes on, like, you know, how much bigger and stuff. It'll be really weird to have like a bigger baby, especially one that grows out of his clothes. Though saying that, I did have to, so we've got a lot of tiny baby in first size, which he was wearing, and he still is in a lot of that, and I actually had to go to the shop to buy some more newborn baby grows, just 1 pack, because he's not in his 0 to 3 at all yet. So there's a few items like those trousers he's wearing now are 0 to 3, but they come up really small. And there's a few other sort of trousers and things like newborn trousers that he wears and stuff. So that Sebastian was you know, that there's kind of a lot of similarities, but at the same time it's really hard to tell, I think. I need to do some more videos on Sebastian. I feel like we've hardly done anything with him, and he's just come on leaps and bounds. He talks so much. He just talks all the time, and you can have a proper conversation with him now. And so hopefully if I can get round to doing some Vlogmas videos, like I said, they're not going to be proper sit-down videos, or they might just be a minute long, not properly edited, nothing like that. But at least it's just some content out there for you to watch. And I also keep you updated with what's happening with the midwife. Sleep-wise with him at night, we kind of come upstairs at about, it really depends. Sometimes after a bottle, his evening bottle, he'll settle. Well, last 2 nights he'd settle. Not last night, but the last 2 nights previous, he'd settled really well. And I was able to put him in his own bed, in his sleepy head. We've got a sleepy head now, which I will mention in my newborn must-haves, which I'm going to be filming soon. And he sleeps in there for like 2, maybe 3 hours, and then he'll wake up, and then he'll come into bed with me, and we'll feed. And I kind of have the pillows propped up next to me, and we kind of like we do bed share, and we sleep with him. I kind of sleep with him in the crook of my arm feeding, and he just kind of feeds for most of the night, and then he'll wake up 2 hours later and then roll onto the other side and feed, and it's kind of like that for most of the time. So yeah, that sort of works really well for us, because it means that we are really well rested and kind of get a lot of rest. So generally at night time I'm okay. There have been a few nights where at 5 in the morning he's woken up screaming, and it's quite hard to settle him. But the way I got him down just now, I mean, this is a miracle that he's kind of even just chilled in his swing. He's never slept in his swing ever. Was to prop the swing up a bit higher up, so I'm guessing again that helps his reflux, and to put some white noise on. I found a really nice kind of rain sound on YouTube, and it kind of helps him go to sleep. So yeah, it's been really hard. I've really struggled having a baby that just cries. I mean, maybe Sebastian did cry, but these sort of things become a distant memory. They really do. I don't know that Albert will be a distant memory, but in my mind, I remember Sebastian was horrendous as a newborn. And I don't know if it was because he was actually horrendous as a newborn, or I just wasn't coping with the lack of sleep. I might go back to some of my old videos. And again, because I was so depressed at that time, I didn't vlog as much to keep a diary of it. So that's why maybe I do want to do Vlogmas now, because at least then I can give you guys an update, or myself kind of keep like a log of how things are, so that I can kind of look back and remember, because I don't remember much. It was sort of a bit of a blur with Sebastian. I just don't remember it. And I was saying to some of the NCT girls that you do forget this time. It always does become a distant memory, and it's total guessing game all the time. Have they got colic? Have they got reflux? A lot of people have described colic as basically just purple crying. Purple crying is basically a developmental thing where all they do is cry. So colic, kind of dismissing colic, but I do think they have like windy issues and stuff. Like he definitely has issues with his tummy, crunches his legs up. It's just all mystery. I feel like I'm a new first-time mum with him, you know, even though I've had Sebastian before. Other than that, I mean, breastfeeding's going really well. I said to you before, it's not a problem. I do think he's got issues with his latch, and the osteopath had done something with his palate. She put his finger in his palate and then said, and I think she must have put in some pressure or something, and then she went, oh, and there we go, that should release it or something, and it kind of made his mouth open a little bit more, so he could kind of get like a bigger latch, because his latch is really shallow at the moment. And I am seeing a lactation consultant next week to kind of deal with that. I'm finding it fine, but obviously it's not, and I'm not in any mega discomfort. It's a little bit sore, but he's going to be taking in a lot of air, and that could be making things worse for his tummy. I did suspect him to possibly have a tongue tie, but I don't think he does. He may have a lip tie though. She'll deal with all that next week. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for Albert's 4-week update. There really isn't much to report. Postpartum wise, I'm pretty much back where I was. Although I've been eating so much cake and chocolate recently. Well, because we've been doing dairy free, I've been having a lot of like dairy free stuff and baking dairy-free stuff, and it's actually yummier than normal, like chocolate. So I've been eating tons of it. Eating loads of Oreos and Hobnobs and things like that that are dairy-free, and thinking, oh, it's okay, they're dairy-free, I can eat tons of it. And so I'm probably going to end up getting really fat. So yeah, but I don't know. Here's my belly this is so skew if. There you go. It's pretty much back to, still got a lot of loose skin. I will have that probably for the rest of my life. Don't really care. So yeah, that's that. I'm sorry this is a bit of a dreary, depressing, but I'm just feeling a bit on a downer, and I've got so much to do that I just can't be dealing with setting everything up, because that's something I have to put away then. So I'm going to go now and try and get the Christmas decorations out of the loft, so at least they're down, and then go and try and get some food because I'm so hungry. I need to eat. Breastfeeding mothers need to eat all the time, and it's so difficult when you have a baby that just cries. So anyway, we'll see you guys soon. Bye.